We've seen so far in James chapter 1 that the Christian will endure trial, but we can do that in a way which has us remaining steadfast and has us being a people of joy in the midst of difficulty. Yesterday we saw that the great enemy of God, Satan, will try and have us wobble, will try and break us down in the midst of our trial. He will often use temptation that is put in front of us to lure us into sin. And another way that he tries to break us down in the midst of our trial is by deceiving us around the character of who God is. This one's passage says this, verse 16, "Do not be deceived, my beloved brothers. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow due to change. Of his own will he brought us forth by the word of truth, that we should be a kind of first fruits of his creatures." So when deception comes, when we are being, we have a sense that we are being deceived in the midst of our trial, there are two things that we need to hold fast to that we can take from this passage. And the first thing is this, that God is good. Our Father in heaven is a good Father. There is nothing evil in God, and he will never give us anything evil. Now we need to just be careful, because our perspective of what is good is tainted. It is different in some ways than what God would see as good. Like the world would have us think that goodness is health and wealth and prosperity, but that necessarily isn't true. Quite often God will put us in places that look like difficulty, look like a trial, that look like something that isn't necessarily good. But we need to trust him and trust his perspective of what is good for us as his children. So we need to believe that he is a good God. Secondly, we need to believe that he is a sovereign God. He doesn't change, he doesn't vary, he is steadfast in his ways. His character is what theologians will call immutable. It does not alter, it does not change, it does not shift. And he has brought us forth by his words of truth. He is sovereign over our lives. He has brought us forth. We didn't choose him. He chose us. And so he chooses what is good and right for us. He chooses what is going to give him the most glory in our lives. That is what we were created for. Every aspect of creation was made for the glory of God. And he will ordain our lives and put things into our lives for our good and for his glory. And when it looks like something which is difficult, when it looks like a trial, don't just kind of throw it out and think that God cannot use it. God wouldn't allow me to go through this. This isn't in line with the character of God. We trust in the goodness of God, and we trust in his sovereign will for us, which is always for our good and is always for his glory. So in the midst of trial, do not be deceived that God isn't who he says he is in his word. Hold fast to his word and hold fast to the truth that he is a good God. His character never changes. He is always good, and he will always be good. And he is sovereign. He has the authority and power over our lives, more than ourselves, more than anyone else in this world. And for those two reasons, we can trust him in every trial, in every circumstance, in every situation that we find ourselves in. We can trust in our good Father, who is sovereign over every part of our life.